Hello and welcome to the virtual public meeting prepared for the Pump Station 240 Capacity Improvements Project. My name is Sam Cotter. I'm an engineer with HR Green, and this public meeting is intended to present this project to the public and provide an opportunity for public input. The presentation will explain the purpose of the project background, alternatives considered, selected design, and the environmental considerations, costs, and project schedule. This public meeting is being conducted to satisfy public outreach requirements of the state revolving fund that is being used to fund this project. This presentation is available to the public on the City of Sioux Falls website. There you will also find supporting documents, including a copy of these presentation slides, as well as contact information to provide comment on the project. If an ADA accommodation is needed to view the presentation, please contact the City of Sioux Falls Human Relations Office by email at humanrelations@siouxfalls.org. Today, we will be discussing the capacity improvements for Sioux Falls Pump Station number 240, abbreviated throughout this presentation as PS240. The main objective of the project is construction of a new 30-inch diameter force main pipe to convey pumped wastewater from southeast Sioux Falls to the water reclamation facility in northeast Sioux Falls. The force main addition will allow the City of Sioux Falls to add pumping capacity to this Pump Station 240 system. And I will further explain the details of the proposed project in this presentation. I'll also note that HR Green collaborated both with the City of Sioux Falls on this project, as well as HDR, another engineering consultant. So first, let's start with where the project is located. The project is located in East Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and the project area is a corridor along the proposed pipelines, approximately 10 miles long, from Pump Station 240 to the water reclamation facility. Most of the force main route lies within existing roadway right-of-way. The route begins at Pump Station 240 and follows the south side of 57th Street west to Highway 100. This route then turns north, running first along the east side of Highway 100 crossing to the west side of Highway 100 south of Harmondon Park, and remaining along the west side of Highway 100 up to east Stoudenmeyer Place. At Stoudenmeyer Place, the project alignment crosses back to the east side of Highway 100 until Rice Street, where it crosses Rice Street and turns west to follow the north side of Rice Street and east side of Timberline Avenue. The alignment then continues west, crossing under the Big Sioux River and going west to the water reclamation facility. The project also includes roughly 8,000 feet of 24-inch water main construction. This water main is being constructed at the same time as the force main to more efficiently install two utilities in the same corridor, thus preventing a separate disruption to construct this water main in the future. The water main is funded separately and is not included in the state revolving fund project, nor is it included in the related facility plan. The water main is generally located along the Highway 100 right-of-way, running along the west side of Highway 100 from 6th Street to Arrowhead, and then the east side of Highway 100 from Arrowhead to 26th Street. The project corridor, force main alignment, and water main alignment are further detailed in the facility plan appendix, which is posted on the city website alongside this presentation. Reviewing the existing conditions at Pump Station 240, PS 240 serves approximately 9,000 acres of eastern Sioux Falls. The existing pump station was constructed from 2005 to 2007 and started up in 2007. The pump station pumps through a 10-mile force main, which is shown on the first slide of this presentation, and the existing pump equipment is capable of pumping 3.06 million gallons per day, which throughout this presentation is abbreviated MGD. And the long distance and high hills along the force main result in a higher head, which means a more difficult pumping condition than other wastewater pump stations throughout Sioux Falls. The existing pump station building was constructed with room for future growth. There is space in the building for construction of 3 new pumps and associated piping, including a future piping connection. These 3 pumps are being installed in a separate project, and that proposed 30-inch force main with this project will connect to the existing connection at Pump Station 240. Pre-design of the Pump Station 240 Capacity Improvements Project recommended adding capacity to PS 240 in 3 phases. Phase 1 will construct 10 million gallons of equalization storage capacity at Pump Station 240 and construct 3 additional pumps in the pump station building to equalize peak flow. This equalization capacity will provide time to design and build the force main in Phase 2. Phase 1 is not funded with the State Revolving Fund funds. Phase 1 was recently bid in April 2021, and construction of this phase will begin in the summer of 2021 and be completed in the spring of 2022. Phase 2, which is what this presentation and the related facility plan covers, this Phase 2 consists of construction of approximately 10 miles of 30-inch diameter force main. This will allow the new pumps installed in Phase 1 to pump up to approximately 4 million gallons per day to the water reclamation facility. This is in addition to the existing pumping capacity of 3.06 MGD. Phase 3 will be conducted later, anticipated for approximately year 2030. There are 2 alternatives to increase the total capacity of this pump station system to 19 million gallons per day. Alternative 1 includes construction of an intermediate pump station to intercept some of the collection system currently flowing to Pump Station 240, as well as receive flow from future sewer development in South Sioux Falls. Pump Station 240 would pump to this intermediate pump station under this alternative, and the intermediate station capacity would be 19 MGD. Alternative 2 for Phase 3 would upgrade the pumping capacity at Pump Station 240 to a total flow of 19 MGD, achieved with 16 MGD through the 30-inch force main, as well as the existing station capacity of 3.06 MGD through the existing force main. The Pump Station 240 Capacity Improvements Project comes as a result of years of study conducted by the City of Sioux Falls and its consultants to evaluate the Sioux Falls collection system. The initial Pump Station 240 pre-design was conducted in 2004 to evaluate the service area prior to the construction of the pump station. In 2011, a separate water reclamation facility was evaluated. This study evaluated and recommended a separate treatment plant to be constructed near Pump Station 240. In 2016, this separate water reclamation facility was re-evaluated and compared to the concept of pumping from Pump Station 240 to the existing water reclamation facility. Multiple force main routes were considered, and this study recommended pumping wastewater to the existing water reclamation facility instead of a separate treatment plant. In 2018, HDR conducted a master plan for the wastewater collection and treatment system. Included in this master plan were recommendations for Pump Station 240, including construction of an equalization basin and the additional pumping capacity. As part of this study, 2 alternatives were evaluated in the related facility plan. The no action alternative considers the impact of doing nothing. In this case, the no action alternative would leave the sanitary sewer collection system without the capacity required to convey the projected wastewater flow. The existing capacity would be insufficient during high flow events, risking sewer overflow and permit violation. The second alternative considered is the construction of a new 30-inch diameter force main to provide additional capacity to the Pump Station 240 system. The final capacity of this force main will be 19 million gallons per day, as we previously discussed. The recommended alternative is indeed to construct this new force main. The project includes 52,900 feet, which is roughly 10 miles, of 30-inch diameter force main to meet the future flows from projected growth. The force main will be constructed by both open trench and trenchless methods. To minimize impact to roadways and utilities, major intersections and utility crossings will be installed with trenchless construction methods, such as boring. The remainder of the project will be installed via open cut methods. Where required for certain crossings, the force main will be installed in casing pipe. Multiple routes for this force main were evaluated during the project pre-design and the previous studies. However, the route shown here and previously described was selected. This route generally runs along 57th Street and Highway 100 north to the existing water reclamation facility. During the pre-design, cultural and environmental surveys were conducted for the proposed project corridor. These surveys determined there would be minimal to no impact on environmental and cultural resources. While major intersections will be installed with trenchless methods, the project will result in temporary disruptions to some routes adjacent to the project corridor, including a recreational bicycle trail along Highway 100 south of Arrowhead Parkway. Portions of the bike path will be closed during the construction. The total project costs are summarized in this slide. The construction cost of the force main pipe accounts for the majority of the project cost. The state revolving fund loan will contribute $35,500,000 to the project. And in addition to this state revolving fund or SRF loan, sanitary user fees will be used to supplement the SRF funding, if necessary, to cover the estimated project cost of $41,600,000. As mentioned previously, a water main is also being constructed at the same time as the force main. This water main is estimated to cost $4,800,000, which will be funded separately from the SRF funds with water user fees. Repayment of this state revolving fund loan will be funded through user fees. Sanitary user fees are currently $4.94 per 100 cubic feet used. A separate loan surcharge is not planned for this loan repayment. And as I mentioned on the previous slide, an additional $6,100,000 will be funded from user fees to cover the project costs, with the remainder of the funding coming from that SRF loan. The interest rate of this loan is 2% for 20 years. However, non-point source project funding lowers this loan rate by 1%, resulting in an effective loan rate of 1%. Related to the Pump Station 240 capacity improvements, there is other work being planned and constructed separately from this project. The state revolving fund loan is not being used to fund the following projects. The water main portion of this project will be funded separately from the force main and funded using water user fees. The phase 1 expansion of Pump Station 240, which includes the equalization basin and pumping improvements, is also a separate project not funded by SRF. And the phase 3 future construction of the intermediate pump station is a future project not funded through this SRF loan. The anticipated schedule is shown on this slide. The project preliminary design began in May of 2020, and 30% design was completed in February of 2021. 60% design is expected to be complete in June of 2021, with 95% design complete in August 2021, and final design documents ready in September 2021. The project is anticipated to advertise for bid in January of 2022, with the bid letting in February of 2022, which will allow construction to begin in April of 2022. The substantial completion of construction is expected in December of 2023, with final completion in April of 2024. As part of the project design, environmental and cultural surveys were conducted to determine environmental and social impacts of the project. Additionally, state and federal agencies were contacted for an opportunity to comment on the project. Agency correspondence and responses are included in the facility plan and its appendices. As part of this project, a Section 404 permit will be coordinated with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers for crossing the Big Sioux River. Results of the environmental and cultural surveys determined that the project would not impact land use, noise, public services and facilities, air quality, regulated materials, floodplains, prime farmland, threatened or endangered species, water quality, or cultural resources. However, as is typical with large construction projects, the project is expected to result in minor temporary impacts to wetlands, waterways, noise, and air quality during the construction phase of the project. It should be noted that the current project areas are mostly right-of-way, which is already subject to increased noise from traffic. As mentioned previously, the project is being funded through a state revolving fund loan. The state revolving fund program is funded by the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency through the Clean Water Act. The Clean Water Act allows the city's loan application to include funding for water quality programs to address non-point source pollution. Funding non-point source pollution projects results in a reduction in the loan interest rate. Non-point source pollution comes from urban or agricultural runoff negatively impacting water quality. In Sioux Falls, these non-point source funds are used for water quality projects addressing non-point source pollution in the Big Sioux River watershed. The funding available for non-point source projects from this project is $3,538,000. With that, this concludes the public meeting for the Pump Station 240 Capacity Improvements Project. For more information or to submit comments on the project, please contact Shannon Austin at the City of Sioux Falls. Shannon's contact information is listed on this slide. Comments and questions will be received until June 21st, 2021. My contact information is also listed on this slide if you have any questions. Thank you for your interest in this project, and have a great day.